Memo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. Me hune se Melodies ebusianfo bebre na asene me sa story way. I was at the gym. And I mean say nkrofo bebre asene me say breaking news about Adeya Kevin Taylor wako court ema yakwa akobo eye nsem bi egu. Eye nsem ben me the details no airbremo. Now I'll do a couple of videos on this particular story because it is trending and a lot of people are reacting to it. Me hune say MPP phobia shasi esu was story way so. We will do a reaction for everyone to see what's actually going on. But say who name the also yes Kevin Taylor. Say or the case be to Supreme Court. Now ruling aba a 4-1 ruling. Not just say judges no 4. Ewa Kevin Taylor chi. Now answer your on let me advertise my book. You are going to see it on the screen, but let me just advertise my book. So who tie me na say we fu eswa. Mr. Yare. Now it is the cause of a lot of diseases like stroke and the likes. Now sana na me mete na say me to me finding ways. Me to me train me fu train me weight. Obi catch also we draw ono mo a ebema we fu atwen obwa. Na de me ye ya no book no e comment box ni mo. Inti no you have to buy the book and then learn and apply my method and it's going to work for you in just 3 months. Anyway, young concept ne so. Let's read the story and then we'll go to how we came here. I say the Supreme Court, by a superior majority in a 4-1 ruling, has quashed a bench warrant that was issued for the arrest of Kevin Taylor, a US-based Ghanaian social commentator. Now, I say the bench warrant for Kevin Taylor's arrest was issued in January 2020 by a High Court judge, Justice Eric Chebafo, following alleged derogatory comments made about him. In an episode of his show of the same year, With All Due Respect, titled The Men in Red, Tainted Judiciary, titled The Men in Red, Tainted Judiciary, Taylor targeted Justice Chebafo, making several allegations that were seemed contemptuous. Today I will tell you about the men in red. Yes, the men in red, and how some of them have been compromised. Kevin Taylor said in his introduction in the said video. Kevin Taylor further alleged in his video that Justice Eric Chebafo had been earmarked by the former New Patriotic Party government to serve as a conduit for prosecuting former government officials of the NDC. Now, before we come to today's ruling, right? Let's go to the story. 2020. Again, you see, you say judge issue bench warrant say yenche Kevin Taylor emano. Na yenche Kevin Taylor mana obema Kevin Taylor kwa kodan fiase. And this was in 2020. In fact, this was a year the case in Tia na Kevin Taylor eba be piemu ewo Ghana eya na ase otete ombeso be ni ho epie no. Because of that bench warrant na judge no issue no. Anyone at all could have arrested Kevin Taylor and then na Kevin Taylor nanka na so be hye. Inti sa time no na say ne Ghana muba no na ye problem. That is here under MPP. And then Kevin Taylor ye young consem ni mo. I say the High Court in Accra has issued a bench warrant, and so this article I'm reading is from 2020. I say the High Court in Accra has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of social commentator Kevin Taylor. Justice Eric Chebafo, who issued the warrant, said it was based on a viral video in which Mr. Taylor reportedly made extremely scandalous and contemptuous statements against the court and the whole judicial administration of the country. The judge said the statement had the potential of poisoning the mind of Ghanaians against the court with regards to an ongoing case. Kevin Taylor, who has been commenting on a number of socio-political issues in various video broadcasts, allegedly said in one of the broadcasts that Justice Baffour was being used by the governing New Patriotic Party to persecute the accused persons in an NCA case currently before him, as well as some members of opposition National Democratic Congress Party. Inti Kevin Taylor, in some more kind in 2020 say, Judge B, High Court Judge B and friend Justice Che Baffour. Na sa Justice Che Baffour no, MPP for AU suno, edi ache NDC for atum. Kevin Taylor and some more kind no. Mr. Taylor also reportedly called on the new Chief Justice, Eni Nyeboa, to investigate Justice Eric Che Baffour over alleged dubious conduct and unguided behavior. Justice Eric Che Baffour said, although Kevin Taylor is originally not a party of the ongoing NCA case, the severity of his comments demands that he is invited to answer to the question why he should not be committed to prison by making such contemptuous statements. I decided to reserve the necessary orders regarding the scandalous video made by a scoundrel circulating in social media. But I reckon that if I were to wait till the end of the case, I may be functus officio. This scoundrel styles himself as Kevin Echo Taylor, and he is not party to the suit. I find it necessary not to ignore it, but to make, and as a judge, take the necessary action. The video contains an extremely scandalous and prima facie contemptuous speech that scandalizes the judge, the court, and indeed the whole administration of justice, for which no civilized jurisdiction ought to allow to take place. The judge's reasons for the order read. Let me just say this on a lighter note. I don't know why the judge could do case na judge no odi no. Ngrofo susu say judge na ye bias. No bi kwakasa na no tia judge ne pe. Na judge ne say hey saa de we ya waka no. Wakasa manetia judges ni na wakasa manetia the entire judiciary. Na saa asem no ngrofo ka na emisi. It's one of the things that judge ne kan and I hear that thing, especially with Emma. Obani obema binya asem na obani didi bema na tem. Na obema ni so be di obana tem pe. Ya say hey so obana we di na tem no we di mma ni na tem. Dabi ho na me ni we nya asem o meka wa asem. Mma ni na asen. Inti na ga na judges ne pesa de ne pa. Ono judge ni koko di case na wo di ni ye na so wo di ni bias. Na obi koko kan ho asem. No be so chini vakunu for content fe. Ozi sa asem we a waka no enye me judge pe na waka setia judges ni na wo Ghana ha. Dabi judges bi wo ho a wo mu ndi nsem na wudi no enye wo na me ni o mo kasa ho na me ni o kasa me nkongo pe. I'm just saying, I'm not saying say judge we no ye bias, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying say judges no mu type pesa de ne pa. Na judge we can the same thing to Kevin Taylor. Say Kevin Taylor in some more kind, because Kevin Taylor as some more kind is a judge no MPP for sheda you no e de na che NDC atum and a Kevin Taylor and some more work no judge ne tre say asem we a waka no waka setia judges ni na inti no yempeni my emergency nanka case ne kra no ye di wi answer mefrel but say ne aye no me issue arrest warrants brana be gina menim na be treat mu de nti eni kwan say me chi wutum. Also, the intent of this person, if he indeed made such video, is to provoke and incite public opprobrium and prejudice and poison the minds of right-thinking members of the public against the courts in respect of a pending proceeding. As a judge of impeccable integrity and utmost honesty, I find it necessary, invoking the powers vested in me and under Article 1262 of the Constitution 1992, to proceed against the scoundrel for contempt. It's added. The warrant order has been directed to the Inspector General of Police, James Buenu. It is after James Buenu and no IGP. National Security and Bureau of National Investigations. Taking judicial notice that he is not within the jurisdiction, it will be futile to issue summons for his appearance before me. Instead, I issue a warrant for the apprehension of the scoundrel to be produced before the court to answer to the question why he should not be committed to prison for making such contemptuous statements which are totally a fabrication by him. The warrant is directed at the IGP of the police and the Ghana Police Service, the BNI and the National Security to take appropriate steps for his apprehension and production before the courts. Until he is arrested, this warrant remains in force and shall last the day this scoundrel that styles himself as Kevin Taylor also expires from the surface of the earth. So here, Judge Nensemo Oka na a lifetime warrant and odema Kevin Taylor no. Say arrest warrant na odema Kevin Taylor till say Kevin Taylor be wu e wo wiase mu no. Arrest warrant no baby ebe hia ne bia ebe ye adwuma. Into a catch BNI National Security Police for omo hia Kevin Taylor wo baby omo nche no. Enti you see the smart thing for Kevin Taylor to do and say he had to go to Supreme Court to squash that arrest warrant. What you say? Enti eno na Kevin Taylor eba Ghana. Atre say oba Supreme Court and the Supreme Court a ruling in the favor ya squash warrants no atu egu 4-1. Enti and the Kevin Taylor obetumi anam Ghana. Obi eni hwa obetumi ache no. Enti no. Send your maker. I'll bring you subsequent stories on this story because I'm seeing a lot of people cry over this. We will look into why they are crying, and then we will see the history of this country. Because history there, and so basically, for more omunim case no, and no any judges now ruling media omun sembeba. They are also ruling against Kevin Taylor and so. We don't know so need the what try your comment box that's it. And the Ghana for bebre yariaekuyen a stroke, diabetes, cancer, heart disease. Na sa yaria we ni na no. The underlying factor adia wo broni friend visceral fat. Now her screen is so we doctor a website. Now what trust visceral fat. Visceral fat wraps around your organs, creating inflammation and interfering with organ function. This fat causes a big belly. Now, one thing about visceral fat, and it's engrophobia Rebecca, oh, you better me be drew, I be my fuatrin, you better me drew, I be my fuatrin, visceral fat, no, oboa, obi obeka does we drew beer obenum, na we fuatrin, no, oboa. Because belly fat, no, a draw beer any way to me, amanako form. You only lose belly fat when you decide to lose weight. Na me meti he me obi a na first me obi belly fat no na me obi visceral fat no na me obi ena ende mini ohwa me fu atwe na enyama me ye no method bi a me friend no the WWE method me dia throw book no or comment box ni mu so open book ni bi ato a eno ane se wa click comment box ni mu na tre se wa to book no ana screen so book ni din your action plan for weight loss. Na wa click na wa pe book no ato ye ka eduro aduane a yedi obi a wo be ka tro so ye pe eduro be ma ye fu atwe bia no me se oboa mesrew eduro ye aduane ebedi nti metre we aduane a obedi ni na wo book nim ene nyama e wo se wo ye nti no get the book and then live healthy.